Whoa, who's that? It's me again, talking about Ben 10. I said that maybe I would talk about Pokemon in my last video for the next one because when I recorded the last one, they had just announced the Diamond and Pearl remakes and the Pokemon Legends, and I don't want to talk about those anymore. I think that within an hour of those being announced, everyone had already talked about them. Um, So, I'm going to be talking about more Ben 10 aliens. I'm going to be talking about all of the new aliens introduced in Ultimate Alien, not the Ultimate forms. I'm waiting until I've talked about all the regular aliens for that. I've hinted that I don't like them, and that's true. But I'm going to be talking about the 10 or so aliens introduced in Ultimate Alien today, and my thoughts. So let's get to it. I got dangly earrings, I got yellow nails, I've got this 90s bowling alley carpet shirt, and I like Ben 10, so let's go. Alright, so I'm a little mixed on certain aspects of Ben 10 Ultimate Alien aliens, but one thing I really do like is the whole thing with Agrigor hunting down various aliens so he can like fuse with aspects of them. If I remember correctly, it's Water Hazard. It's just the first five. I have the wiki pulled up in front of me. It's just the first five. Water Hazard, Amphibian, Armadillo, Terraspin, NRG. I really like when Ben has to find aliens to absorb their DNA instead of just coming upon them. And I really like how the story handled it. So the first one is Water Hazard. I don't know why I said it like that. Water Hazard is pretty good. I generally prefer the Omniverse design. It's a little more bulky and exaggerated proportion-wise, but it has more crab-like details, like the barnacles on it and the little four legs on its torso. Water Hazard is a good design, but I don't know. One thing I don't like about the Omniverse design is it looks a lot more like just a suit of armor a normal human could wear. At least the original design does kind of look like a crab humanoid. But I talked about in my Alien Force video how I think it would have been better to use Brainstorm's design with Water Hazard's abilities, because I just generally prefer more animalistic designs. Water Hazard is a little bit too human for me. I mean, it definitely beats Overflow from the reboot, who for the longest time I thought was just a heavily redesigned Water Hazard. But I mean, it's a good alien. Like, it might look a little more humanoid than I generally like, but having water powers, like I'm like actively surprised control over water hadn't been done before. It's a cool ability. I like the way it can manipulate water beyond just shooting streams, can use them to fly, can whip with streams of water, absorb moisture from things. And I do like how the crab shell comes up a few times, like being immune to the radiation of a, what are they called? Priaptosian bee. So the shell definitely comes into it, definitely factors into it a lot. But I do wish it was a little bit more just crab-like and less human, but still a good design. Amphibian is my favorite electricity alien. Generally, I prefer the Omniverse design just because I like the eyes, but I do kind of miss the little fins that Ultimate Alien Amphibian was covered in. I don't really get why it's called Amphibian, because it's definitely a jellyfish, and those are not amphibious. If we're just talking about fish aliens that are capable of being out of water, I guess by that same logic, Ripjaws would be an amphibian. It doesn't really make sense to me, but that doesn't matter. I really like that it is... I feel like every electricity alien should have something unique to it. Brainstorm has electricity and electrokinesis. It can pick stuff up with its electricity. Shock Squatch has electricity. Mostly it just shoots electricity blasts, but it also has the super strength. Feedback has electricity, and it can absorb others' energy to shoot more powerful blasts. And Amphibian's whole thing, in terms of electricity, is that he can become intangible like Ghost Freak Big Chill and electrify anything he passes through. And I think that's a pretty good way of making him unique. It is a little similar to Buzzshock, who could turn into like pure energy to travel through electrical currents. And everything I've just said, I still feel like Frankenstrike is the one electricity alien that doesn't need to exist. But I really like Amphibian. I was just using this as a way to do a tangent about electricity aliens. I really like the design. I like having water-based aliens, so the fact that it's aquatic makes me happy. I like that its tentacles are stretchy. It can squeeze into really small spaces because he's a jellyfish. I always forget it can read minds. That was me trying to remember if there was anything I was forgetting. It can use minor electrical currents to tap into like the electrical currents of the nervous system and read minds. And by that logic, could probably also like do CPR on someone, which is a really cool thing. So yeah, I like Amphibian a lot. It's blue and squishy, and that's all it takes for me. I'm torn on Armadillo for the same reason I had slight reservations about Water Hazard, which is Armadillo just looks like it could be a Iron Man suit in a children's Avengers cartoon. It doesn't look like an alien, it looks like a small creature inside an alien. And as far as I know, it's just weird, because that is all organic. Like, canonically, they're born like that, but they're robots? Like, I get it's a show about aliens, it really doesn't need to make sense, but that part of the design always bothered me. I would have preferred if it was a race of, like, small, vulnerable mole creatures, and each one, like, as a coming-of-age thing built the armor. I'm just sort of spitballing ideas, but the fact that it's sort of just a robot bothers me a little bit. But that being said, I really like Armadillo. I really like, and I feel like similar to water control, like geokinesis and earth manipulation is something that really hadn't been seen. The digging in and of itself is pretty good. I love the jackhammer arms, very fun. Being able to transform his arms into drills on the one hand bothers me because just further is very mechanical and not organic. But drill hands are just cool. They're just cool. I like that it can use the jackhammer hands to create like seismic waves. It doesn't actually have, geokinesis. It's not like an earthbender, but it can manipulate the earth around it, which I like. The big high jumps where it punches the ground with enough force to launch himself up is fun, creating fissures. It's a cool construction-themed alien. I would have preferred if it was a little more organic, but the mech design itself is good anyway. It's one of the few cases where I think I prefer the Ultimate Alien design, for the sole reason that I don't like the shoulder pads that the Omniverse design gave it, but it doesn't really matter. I really like Talpadens. They're cool. I don't know why I said Talpaden instead of just Armadillo, but good design. Terraspin always felt like wasted potential to me. Like Armadillo and Water Hazard, he is filling a niche that I always felt was unfilled in Ben 10, which is wind powers. But other than just blowing things really fast or pulling things in, depending on what direction he spins, I feel like the potential of wind powers isn't really explored super well. I do like that he can become essentially a flying buzzsaw. That's fun. Put out fires, redirect projectiles. But I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of exploration with wind powers you can do, but it just doesn't get the chance, I like that I think the race is called Geochelone. I'm looking at the wiki again. Geochelone Aereo. Fun name. I like that they're all inherently capable of magic, similar to like Anodite, and Ben just doesn't know any magic, so it never comes up with him, but it's like Galapagos and Adwaitia are both either have selective immunity to magic or are capable of casting spells. So it's cool. It's a cool alien. I just wish the wind powers were explored a little bit more. And I prefer the Omniverse design because Ultimate Alien has like these long stump legs that bother me. But that doesn't matter. Good alien. I like turtles. So win-win for everybody. I just hope if there's ever a continuation of like Prime Ben 10, we get another air-based alien with like some wind stuff because I feel like there's a lot of unexplored potential in that. NRG is very cool because it's not like a standard just fire alien. It's specifically radioactive energy, which I really like. Like it is wearing a containment suit because it would be dangerous for it to be exposed to others. Like I think that's cool. I remember not really watching Ultimate Alien as a kid, so when he pulled out energy in Omniverse in the episode that introduced the Kraho, when he tricked them into opening it, that was really cool. I loved that. That's a good episode, but that doesn't matter. So I like that he can shoot the beams while he's in the suit. They're just weaker than when he's free, but it's sort of a mixed bag because once he's free, he becomes a danger to those around him because of the radioactivity. So that is a very cool spin on a standard heat alien. It's a pretty standard when it is in the suit. It's just very durable and can shoot radioactive beams. When it's not in the suit, it has way more power, but is dangerous to others. So it's a very good alien. I don't really have that much to say about energy. It's a pretty simple design. Radioactive man inside a big clunky suit. But I like the design. I like that the suit looks kind of like an old-fashioned like wood-burning stove, which is cute, like an oven kind of thing. It's just a good design. I like it. Now we come to Fast Track, who sucks. Fast Track is just like one of the lamest aliens, man. It's just Accelerate, but a worse design. It looks like it could very well be just like a human in a superhero costume. Its powers are just Accelerate's powers, but at least Accelerate was creative. It had like a really sleek design. It had the wheel feet that I always really liked. Fast Track is just a guy running. I don't like it. I don't like Fast Track. It's not a good design. There's nothing going for it. Like at least with Swamp Fire, I can see why people like it. There are elements of the design that are neat. It has like the little thistly thorns coming off of it that are made of fire, and it has a cool combination of two powers. Even if I personally think it's lazy and would have designed it differently, Fast Track has nothing going for it, and it upsets me to an unreasonable degree. Clockwork rules. I love that he's not like very physically capable. He's not super strong. He's extremely slow. But time manipulation on a small scale is very cool. He does use Clockwork on a big scale, like reversing the time bomb from, I think, Maltruent is the evil Chronosapien's name. But I really like he can see everything that has happened or will happen in time. He's capable of traveling through time, but it's like kind of a hard thing for Chronosapiens to do, so it never comes about. But my favorite thing is just the different time beams. It reminds me of Blinx the Time Sweeper, which anyone who had an original Xbox and didn't like shooters, that'll be a deep cut for you. But shoot a beam that makes people who get hit go super slow or freeze time completely. Create a field around him where everything moves in slow motion, but he's the only one who doesn't. So it's like he has super speed. Create holograms of things that have happened in the past. If we ever got either Clockwork in the reboot or a continuation of the Prime series, I'd love to see like, if anyone's ever played Ratchet and Clank, a Crack in Time, this is going to be another, like, just random nerd tangent. But one of the things you do is there are these pads you step on where you record your movements, and then you save that recording, and you step off the pad, and you go about like your normal things while a recorded version of what you just did moves. So like you can have your recorded version go step on a switch to unlock a door, and then you go walk to the door. It gets way more complicated than that, but I think it would be a cool way for Clockwork to do more power stuff. But the Time War at the end of Omniverse, you know, I think Clockwork eventually got a pretty good amount of usage, but I wouldn't mind seeing more Clockwork because I think it's a cool design, and he's cute and round. He's a little clock robot with a key in his head. It's very cute. I love it. I think Chameleon is a really cool idea that unfortunately is sort of unnecessary. Big Chill and Ghost Streak could both turn, and Amphibian could all turn completely intangible and like phase through solid objects, and I'm pretty sure most, if not all of them, were invisible while that was happening. So Chameleon's whole thing of turning invisible is like, it's not especially useful really, and that's the only thing it has going for it. I mean, I guess it has a retractable barb in its tail and it can shoot a laser from its eyes, but I mean, Jetray can shoot lasers and fly at Mach speeds. The retractable barb is pretty much worthless because he's not otherwise especially strong or good at fighting. It's just like, I love the idea of a chameleon alien. I think it would be really cool. You know, you could have it do different things, different power depending on what color it turns, in addition to becoming invisible. But it doesn't do that, and it really just doesn't have anything going for it. And the Lady Thief chameleon alien from Omniverse has a horrible design that I hate. I hate when sexual dimorphism is taken to mean male is a cool alien design that's basically gender neutral, and female is just give it an hourglass figure in lipstick, like the pink Stitch from Lilo and Stitch. I hate when it's a big pet peeve of mine, and it's sexist, and it's just bad. Normally they're ugly. I don't get it. So Chameleon like isn't an especially interesting design. Its powers aren't super useful, and it birthed an ugly, weird sex lizard. So, lose all around. Sorry, Chameleon, I want to like you, but don't have really anything going for you. Edel is similar to Fast Track in that there's no reason for him to exist, except at least I like Edel regardless. Edel is just Upchuck. He eats a thing and then he shoots a laser. Although instead of just directly regurgitating what he just ate, he converts it into a laser that comes out of the horn on his head. Ultimate Alien Edel has a pretty cool design, but it's just like definitively not a beetle. That's a shark man robot thing. It's not a beetle. Omniverse, it's a beetle, and I love beetles. So I really like its design, but still, eating stuff to shoot it out again is Upchuck's whole thing. I don't really understand its existence. I like that it also, you know, it's pretty strong, relatively fast. The jaws are very strong and can crunch through metal, and I think the horn could have been used more interestingly, but I mean, Edel really just doesn't have a lot to do, because most situations where it would be useful, Upchuck would probably be more useful because he's smaller and more agile and can eat multiple things at once. I'd love a beetle design. I think it would be very cool to have like, I don't even have any ideas, but beetles are cool. So I don't not like the idea of a beetle alien. My problem is just his big power is something that already existed on a more creative alien. So it's a shame. I want to like Edel a lot, and just design-wise, I really do. But the power just isn't interesting. There is not a bigger chasm between an Omniverse design and an Ultimate Alien Force design. Ultimate Alien Jury Rig is fucking disgusting. He's a little naked gremlin man, and I hate it so much. Like, oh my god, he's got like a little pot belly, and he's super naked, and he's got the gross Jewish nose, and I hate it so much. Oh my god. Omniverse Jury Rig still is a little anti-Semitic, but he's wearing like a cool mechanics outfit and a like biker goggles hat. So I don't like the nose. They shouldn't have done the nose. Goblin big nose. I mean, at the same time, it's not like he's a Harry Potter banker, so you could make the argument it isn't anti-Semitic, and just like because there are other ethnicities that have big noses. I'm getting on a tangent. Jury rig can completely disassemble and reassemble any technology, and that's it. I mean, he's stronger than normal. He can break metal pieces apart in the process of recreating stuff. Is stronger than, like, for example, Wrath at times. But most things is just he's very smart mechanically. Like, Gray Matter is smart, but and could rewire stuff, but the invention aspect wasn't really pulled that often. Jury Rig's whole thing is jury rigging. I really like the Omniverse design possibilities. I think Jury Rig and Gray Matter is canonically how Ben built the Biomnitrix, which is cool. I'm not crazy, like, I don't really have crazy strong feelings about Jury Rig. He built stuff. It's pretty cool. The Ultimate Alien design makes me want to kill myself, though, so it kind of balances out into neutrality. Shock Squatch is, I think, the most radically changed alien of any of the designs between its first appearance and its Omniverse reappearance, but at least unlike Jury Rig, it's not god-awful disgusting. I haven't seen Heroes United, but I kind of prefer the original design. It looks soft, and I want to give it a big hug. But the Omniverse redesign is still really fun. He looks like a cool gorilla man, which I like. Personally, I don't really like that Shock Squatch has electrokinesis, because that was like the one part of Brainstorm's electricity powers that were interesting and unique. I would have preferred if they stuck it to just shooting electricity blasts, and the cool thing that I forgot about, which is electrically charging a punch. That's pretty cool. I like that a lot. I just feel like Shock Squatch further invalidates Brainstorm's existence and completely invalidates Frankenstrike. Frankenstrike has no reason to exist. It's a cool design, but I'm not going to stop talking about it. Ultimate Alien introduced 2 new electricity aliens that, like, there's 6 of them. That's so many. And so Frankenstrike has no reason to exist, and it makes me kind of sad because it's a cool design. But yeah, I like Shock Squatch. I kind of wish it didn't have electrokinesis just for the purpose of balance, because electricity punches. It's the only one who can do that, so that would have been a cool way to set it apart. One design is soft and cute in like a weird stoic way. One of them looks like a fun comic book superhero. Both of them are good designs, and I like them. I think I've gone on enough tangents about electricity aliens for one video, so I'll stop talking about Shock Squatch now. That's all of them, baby. I think overall, Ultimate Alien has a better roster than Alien Force, but that's partially just because I don't really like how many Alien Force aliens feel derivative of past aliens, like Humongousaur and Echo Echo and Swampfire and Brainstorm and Big Chill. Like, half of the original cast feels derivative of existing aliens. So at least Ultimate Alien, other than Fast Track, which is fucking inexcusable, and Eatle, most of them are pretty original designs. And even Shock Squatch, which isn't super original, at least power-wise, appearance-wise, it's very good. That didn't even appear in the base show, and I like it, so who cares? But I think Ultimate Alien is good. I actually have only just started watching the show, so maybe it sucks. But I like the aliens in it. Next we're going to get to Omniverse, which I really like. I know a lot of people are not that big a fan of Omniverse, and I respect that. But I really love the new art style. I love almost every alien except for Kickin' Hawk and Astrodactyl. So it'll be a pretty fun, relatively positive video. And I'm excited to do it because it's probably going to be the longest one. Because I split up Ben 10 into 2 videos based on original 10 and the ones that came after. But I'm not really sure how I would split up an Omniverse video. Like, I don't know what I would make the two halves, really. So I'll just do one video and it'll be long. After that, I'll do a video on all the ultimate forms, and then I'll probably do some non-canon ones, like the Tom Perkins, I think it was Patreon, designs he did for aliens that never appeared, like Snake Pit and Shellhead, and probably maybe talk about some of the Derek J. Wyatt designs, because I'm pretty sure he has a couple designs that weren't canon to the show. It was just him having fun. Like there's Hippopotamus. I don't remember if that was Derek J. Wyatt or Tom Perkins, but that'll be among the aliens I talk about in the non-canon video, and that'll be after the ultimate forms. These videos get like 4 or 5 views, and it's mostly people who I know in real life, so I'm sure no one really cares, but I am having a good time making these, so I care, and that's all that matters. This is a small Audrey 2 that I got for Christmas.